let's move on. We talked about the top of the table in Liverpool. Let's talk about the most shambolic club in all
Oh,
of the league. We got to talk about the Gunners. They lose on Saturday 2-1 to Everton. They
Yeah.
also draw Southampton midweek 1-1. It's a bad time for Mikel Arteta and all Arsenal fans. I think all five of us collectively, we look at this and go, you love to see it. It's just funny as hell.
not
If you're an Arsenal
necessarily.
fan, I'm so sorry. You choose
Well,
this
yeah.
life.
I'm a bit bored of it now because it's just like beating a dead horse. It's like, okay, they know that they're awful. Like,
It's just the question is, how long is this gonna last? This awful form. Like, are they destined for the championship, or will they actually rise back up? Right? Like, that's the thing.
Currently, as things stand, they are 15th in the Premier League, 14 points. That's 4 points out of relegation.
Like, we watched this during our watch along. I've had more eyes, Greg and I. I mean, they didn't look terrible this game. They looked better than most of their matches recent. They did press a bit better. I mean, they didn't generate a lot of clear chances, but once again, it's just. I mean, Mikel Arteta after the game, I don't know what he was on. He's like, "Oh, we got really unlucky."
He said that I feel like he said that after a lot of his
Every game.
losses.
He always says that they
It's-
dominate the possession. They don't deserve to lose because they dominate the possession. But they always just play just the diagonal football, like sideways, diagonal, never really that vertical or through the middle.
In terms of possession, they had 58% against Everton. They had 13 shots, only 2 on target. So, attacking wise, they're not producing anything with their possession. They're
Yeah,
not dominating the match in that sense.
that's what you're going to get when you
Willian-
pay Willian a 3-year contract, what, $200,000 a week.
200K a week, and he's had 1 shot on goal in the last 11 Premier League matches. That's
Yeah.
shocking.
And they had
Shocking.
no Aubameyang as well. You got to give him sucks
Yeah,
for
but-
that.
It's not like Pierre.
What's
It's not like,
supposed to do with no service?
but it's not like it's not
Yeah.
like he's been scoring record numbers so far. Like he's not producing either.
Pav, I know you
I don't know.
you have a history with Willian. You're not that big a fan of him, I'm sure. And obviously but he wasn't this bad at Chelsea, was he?
He would have like one game in like 13 where he actually looked good.
Yeah,
And people would say like, and people would just remember that one game. But every other game, it was he would never take a risk. He'd always pass it back. He would literally he'd have a man to his left or a man to his right with an open goal, and he'd be running at the keeper, and he'd shoot at the keeper instead of passing it to the other guy. So listen, almost every single Chelsea fan celebrated when Willian left, and that should have been a red flag for Arsenal fans instantly. But as for Waz's question earlier on as to whether or not Arsenal are destined for the championship, I think so. I genuinely think so.
Jesus.
Because, listen, the fish stinks from the head. The owners are not
I
willing to
called
invest. The owners are not willing to invest. Stan Kroenke is one of the worst owners in sports, not only in football, but in American football and in, I believe it's hockey as well or baseball. I don't know. He owns
I think he
teams
owns
in
New
Colorado,
Jersey
LA,
Devils, and he owns
Colorado
and I
Avalanche.
think he owns.
I'll take
he-
a look.
He also owns the LA Rams, who gave Jared Goff I don't know how much, and he's not worth that.
Yeah.
But
stupid
He's-
contract. Yeah,
but he's not willing to invest. One of their their highest paid player actually is being frozen out of the squad for political reasons, and it's either they stick with Arteta and they stick through this bad form, or they sack him, get another manager, risk doing even worse, and then losing their best players. So it's really just a matter of, are these owners going to do anything? And also, you have Raul Salenhi at the club, who I believe
I think
he's
he
the
left the
sporting
club.
director for them.
I think Raul left
He-
the club in the summer.
Wait, he did?
Yeah, in the summer.
Well,
There's like
well,
this whole Pepe fiasco in the summer, and then
no, now I'm thinking about it.
but
What the fuck, man?
I think he gave. I think somebody gave Willian and David Luiz like a bunch of money, and like
oh,
they're only,
because
like, looking at
I
Brazilian
think
talents now.
their agents, Willian's
what they
agent
do.
Kia,
Yeah.
he's apparently like involved heavily into the club right now, and yeah, Kia, Willian, and David Luiz all own a restaurant in London.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
That's also you also got to think about it as well. They got Gabriel, they got Pablo Mari, they got
Suarez.
Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, and it's like you think. I'm just talking about Brazilians in general, but like that market is like what they're invested in. But that's not really a hot market right now. And I just look at it. I mean, this form continues. Arteta's going to be gone. New manager's going to come in. Who's going to want to come to that? Who's going to want to come to Arsenal? Realistically,
I
it's
mean,
a poison
the only thing
chalice.
Arsenal have to offer right now is money. That's the only thing they can offer right now for a manager. But
Not even that
if
much.
I'm
The only thing that they
Arsenal-
really have to offer is that they're managing Arsenal. That's it.
yeah, the prestige of that club, but that prestige has been gone for a decade now. So, I mean, if I'm Arsenal, if I'm the owners, do I keep Arteta? That's the main question. I mean, I don't know. Is Arteta offering anything that shows signs of, hey, we can stick by him and turn this around? I don't know if he is.
I've read reports that they have to stick by him because they can't afford to sack him. So and it's not even that the owners aren't filthy rich. Stan Kroenke is a rich owner. It's not like he's lacking money. It's not like debt. It's he just isn't willing to invest at all. And what I'm thinking is they're probably going to hold on to this club for as long as possible, invest as little as possible, and then the second that they narrowly avoid a relegation battle, they're going to sell the club, try and get as much money back from it as possible, basically try and make as much of a profit as they can. And then a new owner is going to come in, whether that owner chooses to invest or not. Arsenal will have a lot of rebuilding to do because at that point they'll be relegation fighters, from what I predict.
If a new manager comes in, and then the players that are struggling now start to perform, and then let's say these Arsenal owners see that, oh, these players are now performing well. Oh, Mustafi's contract's expiring. Oh, he's starting to perform well. Let's give him another 3-year deal. Oh, Xhaka, he's performing well again. Oh, let's extend his contract again. Things like that will keep happening. Players who are literally dead wood and only perform for maybe a couple months, or when a new manager comes in, will probably do the same thing if another manager comes in.
You have the likes of Mesut Ozil just chilling.
I know Alan Shearer, after the game, they asked Alan Shearer, could Arsenal actually get relegated? And he was like, well, a couple months ago we joked about it. Now we're not joking. Now we're actually being serious of, yeah, they actually could get relegated. It blows my mind that a club of that size and that stature is just years and and years.
I guess
of
you gotta
downfall.
look at it like Leeds in the
It's
early
happened.
2000s.
Not
They were a
even
huge
Forest,
club.
like,
They
yeah.
got relegated. And I know football's changed a lot. Clubs, there's more value in the game. There's more money with these bigger clubs. That's like almost impossible for them to go down.
But money doesn't
But, I mean,
equal success.
yeah,
it doesn't. People need to remember that.
And if you
People
look, I mean,
forget.
if Leicester could win the league in 2016, why can't Arsenal get relegated? It's kind of like one of those things.
Yeah.
The impossible is possible in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
100%.
like the next few months for Arsenal is it's
Anyways,
going to
Pat?
be massive for their club.
And Pav, you say?
No, and here's what makes me think that again the owners aren't going to invest anything. They invested a lot 2 summers ago when they bought Pepe, when they bought Tierney, when they bought a couple other players, and Unai Emery got them a 5th place finish and Europa League again. So again they probably don't want to spend money, but they're thinking, okay, if we spend money and make more money, let's continue doing this. They spent more money and they didn't get their investment back. So they're like, why should we throw good money after bad money? So they're just, again, that's why I'm just thinking like the second Arsenal narrowly avoid a relegation to the championship, owners are going to sell. And I know Arsenal fans are going to probably watch this and get salty and get mad and say, oh, your club has no history. It's this, it's that. Listen, one, you guys wish that your club was my club. I'm going to say that first and foremost. Second of all, I actually hope that you guys stay up and succeed because I remember those Arsenal versus Chelsea rivalries were awesome. They were fantastic. I genuinely hope that Arsenal do well and stay up and avoid this situation. But considering what they're going through right now, the club is rotten from the inside out.
If Arsenal do get relegated, or even if they narrowly avoid, like you're saying, how many of these players are going to demand transfers? You know, is Aubameyang going to want to the rest of his career be in a bottom side? I don't think so.
He has a gold-wrapped Lamborghini. He's not staying at a bottom-tier club.
Yeah.
Not bottom tier in terms of history, bottom tier in terms of position.
There's a lot of change that could be happening at the Emirates the next few months.